In a historic ruling, the Supreme Court stood by President Rodrigo Duterte's declaration of martial law in the entire Mindanao. In throwing out the three consolidated petitions questioning the legality of Proclamation 216, the court checked the basis for martial law and suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus in the area. It laid out the grounds acceptable under the Constitution: rebellion, invasion, and public safety. The court ruled there is so-called factual basis for the president's move. The decision says the president has the power to decide where martial law should be implemented, which could pave the way for the expansion of the area covered by the proclamation. The court is convinced Marawi is only the staging point of a rebellion meant for the whole of Mindanao. The justices say they cannot simply disregard the Davao City bombing, Mama Sapana massacre, Zamboanga siege, and countless bombings in Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Sulu, and Basilan, among others. The High Court notes the Battle of Marawi cannot be taken in isolation. But three justices pushed for limited martial law coverage. Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio wants it confined to Marawi. He argues bombings in other areas of Mindanao do not on their own constitute rebellion. Contrary to the majority opinion, Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno notes that territorial boundaries of martial law can be defined. She says it should only cover Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao, and Sulu. She explains the Mountain Group originated from Lanao del Sur, while the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters is from Maguindanao. Abu Sayyaf members, on the other hand, are largely from Sulu. Associate Justice Alfred Benjamin Caguiwa agrees with Sereno. But in his dissenting opinion, Associate Justice Marvic Leonen points out those committing atrocities in Marawi are not rebels, but terrorists. He says the Mountain Group lacks the numbers and sophistication to mount a rebellion. The court even raises the possibility of extending martial law beyond 60 days, raising doubt that the lifespan of Proclamation 216 could outlive the fighting in Mindanao. In the end, the decision penned by Associate Justice Mariano del Castillo calls for unity, with the plea to set aside differences and prejudices in order to defeat the enemy. Anjoli Mario, CNN Philippines.